48 people are behind bars in a human trafficking operation just announced by federal, state, and local authorities here this morning. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal joining us live from San Diego Police Headquarters. What did they have to say today, Kelly?
Yeah. That's right. You know, it was essentially a who's who of law enforcement in the room today making this big announcement about an operation, a joint operation called Operation Better Pathways. So state, local, federal law enforcement announced that they arrested nearly 50 people and rescued 8 children.
The youngest victim rescued during this operation was 13 years old. She was seen walking the street and waiting for someone to pick her up to buy sex from her. Officers rescued her and reunited her with her family. You can imagine the lifelong physical, mental, and emotional trauma that would have followed if she had not been taken off the street.
And here is video from some of the investigations related to these arrests, which begin in January. 2 of the hot spots Chief Nisleit mentioned that they focused on, Roosevelt Avenue in National City and Del Burja Street in San Diego, which is an area CBS 8 has done numerous stories on in the past regarding prostitution. So since January, police and detectives conducted 17 operations. They arrested 48 Johns, traffickers, and customers. We heard a lot today about some of those 8 victims as well. Besides the 13-year-old, we heard about 2 teenage runaways from Arizona. There was also a victim who was a pregnant 21-year-old who was being forced to sell her body for sex. So just some horrific circumstances that these young ladies were in, and fortunately they were rescued. Now, another big thing talked about today was SB 357, which is a law that just took effect in January, and it overturned the loitering that is for purpose of prostitution law, which was meant to cut down on profiling of people. However, the chief today said it's making their jobs harder because it's harder to arrest people for human trafficking.
What you're seeing is our sex traffickers are now working in impunity. We're seeing victims of young age having their lives completely destroyed, and our ability to address this is difficult.
And the chief says that he is going to be formally requesting that this law be repealed. Now, Attorney General Rob Bonta was in the room today as well, and he was asked, are you willing to make that request as well? And he said he's willing to be open to a discussion about it. He says, let's look at the data and go from there. Eric and Netta.